And he says, Cosme says, she's a myth.
Yes.
And that's really what she became.
I think the way that you've written her character so humanizes her, and I think you did a beautiful job of writing her character and making her human and fragile and in the illusion that she lives in.
Well, the whole play is for both characters, and we both feel that we understand what these people are as you have written them, and the relationship, the very odd but so mutually dependent at times relationship between these two people. It's not something that only relates to an accompanist and a singer. It's two people relating and making something try to work together that makes it so beautiful to me, anyway. At least one of the things that makes it beautiful to me.
I think it's a love story.
Absolutely.
It's a love story.
It's only expressed, their only connection is through music.
Right.
Which he also says.
Yes. And Florence says that thing about a thin thread of breath. And so the not to get too fancy about it, but the music becomes a metaphor for life, for living. She says, if only we could live in the music forever.
If only it could go on and on.
Yeah. And that was something which just seemed to happen, and then as I understood it, it happened. I focused it, and working with Vivian on the first productions, we very much kind of focused on that. I had in Crazy Rhythm, when Florence comes in and he's playing Crazy Rhythm, she says, "What are you playing?" She said, "No, Joe, play it so nicely, the maid is dancing in the hall." And Vivian pointed out that if I include a maid in the hall, the audience is going to think, well, why don't we see her?
Mm.
What happens when they leave this room? And nothing happens when they leave the room. Their lives, all their part of their lives that we know, is in the music room. Apart from religious knowledge.
Well, you even mentioned that there's a line that Cosme has. I only saw her when we were rehearsing.
Right.
The rest of the the rest of the year.
I never saw her
right.
in spring and summer. I never
right.
saw her outside of the music.
Right. Exactly.
Mm.
Tell me, Steve, what is the purpose for Violets in Her Furs?
I'm surprised. My father is a jazz musician, and so I grew up knowing those songs.
Uh-huh.
To me, it is the most evocative song that I know about New York, in terms of its kind of glamour. When one thinks of it being that marvelous, glamorous city, that is the song that to me best expresses it.
Okay.
And it's the tenderest part of the play.
It is.
And Cosme's remembering Kurt, who was the real love of his life, and that didn't explain the rest. And all of his ambitions have come true. He's actually going to play Carnegie Hall under the most humiliating circumstances. And it leads us into Carnegie Hall, and the boy with the smile looking for a ticket outside. And it's expressed, it goes into Violets for Your Furs, and it sets up the flowers in the hall and everything, and it takes the play into Carnegie Hall from a very lyrical place.
No, I think it's brilliant, and I always envisioned it. I said if I were doing this as a movie, this would be inside of Cosme's head as he's walking to Carnegie Hall.
Yes, I did write it as a movie, and that's pretty much what I got.
Isn't he wonderful? This is why we work with him.